electrolyzer, and you need to be able to scale that up with new technologies like pump storage, etc. That is proceeding very well. But the fact of the matter is that green hydrogen is a very new development. Now, what are the targets that we are setting for ourselves? The government has set a target of, I think, 5,000 metric tons for 2030. I personally believe that with the involvement of the private sector, and the honourable member had read that is too conservative a target. And I believe with new technologies like pump storage, with the cost of batteries internationally coming down, batteries having more storage, green hydrogen will take off. But when will it take off? I still think that we are only in 2025. Comes 2030 or so, I mean, the fact of the matter, sir, is that we spend annually $150 billion on the import of energy. Now, if we are in a position to produce green hydrogen, and the cost is the most important thing, the most optimistic figures I've seen is the cost of green hydrogen per kilo would be about $5 or so. And if we can bring it down to $2–2.5, I can understand that we will be in a situation where people will say, let's move from traditional toxic fuels to green hydrogen straight away. I should have mentioned our target is 5 million tons by 2030, not 5,000. That will slip off the tongue. But I also want to say that we have a government is doing whatever it can. The government introduced a PLI scheme for electrolyzers, and I think it's about 19,700 crores or 20,000 crores, and there's a very good offtake on that. Insofar as the other fuels are concerned, let me tell you, they have all the green energy, I think, has positive outputs. When we did biofuel blending, today we have saved something like 110,000 crores on import bill. And जैसे मैंने पहले कई बार कहा है, हमारे जो ऊर्जा दाता they are also financing the ऊर्जा अन्नदाता. That money has been transferred to the agricultural sector as a result of the savings in that. So the two are complementary. All the other areas of movement, there is definite progress in all the areas. But as I would like to say, sir, the progress has to be realistically assessed. Why do I say that? Because still a very large percentage of our economic needs on energy are met from coal and from fossil fuels. Okay. We are trying to progressively move away from that, and most of our assessments all over the world said India's growth will take place. The world BP outlook said 4 to 6% growth will take place, and well, I am always ready to oblige, sir, but I will just conclude by saying the International Energy Agency in Paris predicts that of all the growth that will take place in the next 20 years, 2 decades, 25% of that growth in energy will come from India. And it is our collective resolve that we will make more and more, we will shift to green energy, as is the thrust of this question.
Srimati Bharti Paradhi.
धन्यवाद अध्यक्ष जी। मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहते हूँ इस देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को, जिनकी यह महत्वाकांक्षी योजना का क्रियान्वयन सुचारू रूप से पूरे देश में हो रहा है। और धन्यवाद साथ ही देना चाहती हूँ आदरणीय मंत्री जी का, जिन्होंने विस्तृत जानकारी मुझे दिया है। लेकिन मैं जानना चाहती हूँ, क्या मध्य प्रदेश में गैस ग्रिड और संबंधित बुनियादी ढांचे के विकास के लिए केंद्र सरकार द्वारा कोई विशेष योजना बनाई गई है, और इस योजना के लिए अब तक आवंटित धनराशि और अनुमानित व्यय का ब्यौरा क्या है? इसके अलावा इस योजना के तहत गैस ग्रिड की उपलब्धता और विकास के संबंधित अन्य बुनियादी ढांचे को मजबूत करने के लिए सरकार द्वारा क्या सुधारात्मक कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं? विशेष रूप से बालाघाट सिवनी संसदीय क्षेत्र में जहां ऊर्जा और गैस आधारित ढांचे की उपलब्धता की दिशा में खास चुनौती है, वहां इस योजना के तहत सरकार द्वारा कौन से विशिष्ट प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं ताकि इस क्षेत्र में भी विकास कार्य को गति दी जा सके और स्थानीय जनसंख्या को इसका लाभ मिल सके? धन्यवाद।
Sir, after the 12th or 12A CGD bidding round, the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board has authorized entities for the development of CGD network in 307 geographical areas, which almost covers the 100% of our mainland territory, sir. In fact, we are now moving to the island territories and other areas. Sir, but typically what happens when you set up a plant, wherever the CBG is being produced, you need to provide connectivity to the existing pipeline. So government is also providing incentives to make sure that this is going to move forward and take it to the pipeline so that the CBG producer is able to get a return on that straight away. There are other also incentives which I had mentioned when I was responding to the earlier member. Insofar as the areas which were covered, if it is Maharashtra that the figures that you have sought, Madam, Madhya Pradesh, I will share the figures straight away. I will just add the figures on Maharashtra with me. There are plants by HPCL, MNGL, CL, IOCL in different places. We are doing that. The precise figures from Madhya Pradesh, I should either have in a minute or have it. Madhya Pradesh, I have it. We have 17 installed CBG plants in Madhya Pradesh. The districts also I have. And wherever a CBG plant comes up, local area economic benefit takes place. The agricultural community benefits, all the others. I'd be very happy to sit with the honourable member and go through our experience in respect of the 94 CBG plants which are already operational and what more we can do in order to further generate economic activity through this.
संक्षिप्त में प्रश्न पूछो, संक्षिप्त में जवाब
very brief. Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to ask supplementary question. I would like to know from the Honourable Minister, through you, sir, so what steps is the Ministry taking to attract the domestic and foreign investment in clean energy initiative? And are there any research and development initiative focusing on carbon capture, storage and utilization in collaboration with global partners? Thank you, sir.
Sir, the specific question is, do we have a system whereby we seek or allow foreign direct investment or foreign collaboration? The answer is yes. And green hydrogen, I think, is a case in point. I think one of the entities which is operating in that sector, if memory serves me right, they have something like $32 billion of foreign investment or collaborations which have come in for the production of green hydrogen. And I think in the first instance, they are producing green ammonia, which is being sold to entities in Europe and to Singapore. I know there's an entity in Singapore. They're setting up a new generation electricity plants with GE, and the green ammonia is going to be supplied by an Indian party. So the answer is yes. Insofar as overall our policies are concerned, Madam, it is our intention to take natural gas as a percentage in the energy mix from the current 6% to 15%. I would have been much happier if I could say that we are close to 15%. No, I think we are still closer to 6%, but we are moving clearly, and I think in the coming few years we will be closer, inching forward to the 15%. This involves a foreign investment of $72 billion. And $72 billion will come from foreign investment. Because I think when technologies are incubated here, I can tell you, for instance, in the case of biofuels, some of the second generation plants which have been set up are all domestically produced technologies. I can tell you about the 2G plant in Panipat by IOCL. That produces its own, it's a local party, I think in Pune, which has produced the technology. Also the bamboo plant in there. Insofar as carbon capture is concerned, I have met various global CEOs and like Occidental and other partners like Schlumberger who use carbon sequestration for enhanced oil recovery. But again, this is a larger subject. I'd be very happy to sit with the honourable member. I already see the presiding officer asking me to, but I'm always ready, sir, for a discussion like this. Thank you.
अध्यक्ष जी, नहीं अध्यक्ष जी, बड़ा सिंपल सवाल है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने ग्लासगो में पंचामृत का आह्वान किया और यूक्रेन वार के बाद पता चला कि पूरे यूरोप को रूस ने जब गैस देने से मना कर दिया तो पूरी तबाही हो गई। हम पूरे सिस्टम को 33 करोड़ कंज्यूमर है, पूरे सिस्टम को हम सिटी गैस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, जिसके बारे में उन्होंने कहा 309 बिडिंग किया है, पूरे देश में सिटी गैस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होगा। हमारे यहां फॉसिल फ्यूल के तौर पर कोयला है और कोल बेड मीथेन जो है एक बड़ी अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी है, क्योंकि कोयला को खत्म हो जाना है। तो क्या भारत सरकार कोयला मंत्रालय के साथ मिलकर कोल वेट मीथेन का एक्सप्लोरेशन कर कर इंपोर्ट बिल को भी घटाएगी और उसी के माध्यम से सिटी गैस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करेगी?
Sir, I don't think I am the correct person to answer by when coal will be exhausted or we will move to biogas and other cleaner energies. I can tell you the effort on behalf of all my senior colleagues who present here and otherwise is to move more and more rapidly in all forms of energy utilization, whether it is transportation or it is the refineries, to move to green energy. And but the specific question on by when coal we will be able to move it, I don't think that is an easy answer, because when the discussion on energy transition took place internationally, very ambitious targets were set for energy transition, but I think some very basic mistakes were also made. You cannot transition from the present to the future unless you have the green fuel ready to transition away from. Because you cannot say, I will stop using coal and fossil fuel like crude oil and suddenly not have the replacement. So today the effort is to redouble on that. Insofar as this is concerned, I have taken recently a review of ONGC, and they have recently started, CBM, coal-based methane, in several areas. Again, that's a subject which we need to discuss and see what more can be done. But I can assure you that even the oil marketing companies who have traditionally dealt with fossil fuels and crude oil, they are also increasingly occupying, their attention is being occupied by the transition to green energy.
(464) Sri B. Manikam Tagore.
Sir, question 464, sir.
जवाब पटेल पर रखें.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. In the statement, Honorable Minister states that 9,21,000 trainees were trained at the operational IDTRs from 2015 to 2023, with a peak of 1,59,182 in 2019-20, followed by a decline in COVID times. However, no direct correlation is provided between this training and the reduction in the road accidents caused by the driver errors. Given that India reported 4,61,312 road accidents in 2022, with over 70% attributed to the human error as per the ministry's data. Can the Honorable Minister clarify how the government assesses the scheme's impact on reducing such accidents, and what specific metrics or studies link the training of 9,21,448 drivers to improve road safety outcomes?
Honorable Chairman, sir, one of the important things related with the road safety is the training of drivers. Actually, in India, we have a shortage of 22 lakh skilled drivers. It is from the World Bank report. And the first thing, it is very important that we need to have good facility for training drivers. Not only training drivers, but at the same time, this is the time for the country. Now we are going to start learner's license module, Aadhaar-based, face authentication, and on the basis he can know his mobile or using his computer, he can give that test, and after passing that test he will get the certificate for license for the driving. The test can be given from home also. Now we have three schemes. One is IDTR, that is Institute of Driver Training and Research. Second is RDTC, that is Regional Driver Training Center. And DTC, that is District Driver Training Center. So it is very important that our ministry has taken a new decision and now launched new policy regarding driving training centers, launched on 7th January 2025. The capital investment for this scheme is 4,500 crore, and this scheme is going to generate 50 lakh employment generations. So 1,600 institutes will be set up in the three-tier system, an additional grant of rupees 1.5 crore for every district training center with fitness station cluster. Recently, I have sanctioned 12 proposals worth rupees 33.5 crore for RDTCs, DTCs under the new policy in the states of Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, out of which 8 proposals are in rural and aspirant districts. So my request to all members of parliament, this is very important scheme. Government is giving the support of 2.5 crore per driving training center, particularly the area which is socially, economically, educationally backward, the tribal area and the aspirant district and aspirant tehsils. If we can start driving training center, it can be a opportunity for them for getting employment. Sir, this new policy, already 32 new proposals are received, and I request all state already we have called the meeting of Transport Minister. We have a full discussion on this issue, and this new policy is very friendly and supporting and giving more grants, and that is to be a very attractive scheme. So one DTC in each district, priority rural aspirations, and northeastern states also in the union territories, one RDTC will be set up in each irrespective of population. Now, this is three-tier system. The first tier is institute of state level. The 22 drivers already the capacity of this center, and financial support from government is 17.25 crore, and population criteria is 2.5 crore. Under new policy, 30 centers to be sanctioned. Tier 2, that is Regional Driver Training Institute, that RDTCs. The annual training capacity is 11,000 drivers, financial support 5.5 crore, and population criteria is 1 crore. Previously, the old policy, it was 2.5 crore. Under new policy, 125 centers to be sanctioned. Tier 3, that is District Training Center. The annual training capacity is 6,700 drivers. Financial support rupees 2.5 crore, old was 1 crore, and population criteria 10 lakhs, old was 20 lakhs. Under new policy, we can sanction 1,500 driver training schools. I request all the members of parliament in the area and all the state government, if they can taking advantage of this scheme is going to create more employment potential in the backward area. Sir, one of the reasons is related with the accidents. This is also very important. The 10,000 already in our country, we have 1,80,000 deaths are there. And because of the truck drivers without license, there are 30,000 deaths are there. So this is the time that in our country we have to make it a standard of international standard about driving training. And it is very important. India is the country
in the whole world where you can get driving license very easily. We have to make it with a correct procedure to make it qualitatively, and we are trying for that.
Manikam Tegorji.
Sir, Honorable Minister has given a detailed answer, sir. I represent an aspirational district called Virudhunagar in Tamil Nadu. In the statement, Honorable Minister indicated that out of the 87 sanctioned centers, only 27 are operational now, with just 3 out of the 41 DTCs functional. This leaves the over 90% of the sanctioned DTCs non-operational. What are the primary reasons for the significant delay in the operationalizing these centers? particularly the DTCs meant for rural and aspirational district, including the one which is being sanctioned in Virudhunagar district, which the district administration has handed over the land, but there is no progress in that thing. And what are the concrete timelines has been with the government to say, has the government said to ensure all the 87 centers are fully operational by the end of the 15th Finance Commission cycle in 2025-26? Thank you, sir.
Actually, Chairman, sir, we only received 2 proposals from the state government of Tamil Nadu previously. But after declaring the new policy, we don't have received any proposal from Tamil Nadu. The IDTR 3 centers required in Tamil Nadu, RTTC 7 required in Tamil Nadu, DTC 78. I am always trying to convince the Transport Minister and State Government that you send the proposal. And for that reason, we now have relaxed that condition that your proposal should be recommended by the RTO or from the Transport Ministry. Now we have given alternative, even collector can recommend it and we can consider that. So my suggestion is, I am open for that. We are ready to sanction. We need only application from the state of Tamil Nadu, and there is a huge potential is available. In particularly Tirunelveli, CRT observation shared with the state, response awaited. Salem, CRT observation shared with the state, response awaited. My suggestion to honorable member that please convince your Transport Minister and please send me the proposal. I am ready to sanction.
Thank you, Speaker, sir. So, Honorable Minister, sir, the revised guidelines in January 2025 enhanced central assistance for DCCs. However, given the persistent shortage of trained commercial vehicle drivers, how does the government plan to address the increasing demand for trained commercial vehicle drivers? Thank you, sir.
Sir, actually, World Bank report indicates that we have a shortage of 22 lakh drivers. The problem is that our economic growth is increasing. And when the economic growth is increasing, our 80% of the goods traffic is on the road. Now our drivers are working for 16 hours. As per the labor laws, it is not correct, it is not lawful. But the problem is that if we are going to restrict 8 hours, there will be big shortage of drivers. So today it is to be important that we have to train the driver. There is a huge potential for employment. Government is very positive. Our new policy, which is already declared in January, is very friendly. Even I am requesting all members of Parliament to please take to start this driving training school in your constituency, which is going to create employment potential. Even we can take fitness center there. You can take scrapping center, and making this cluster, it is economically viable. And government is giving special grant for all these things. So it is to be professionally, economically viable. And that is the reason today our country needs huge potential in the field of drivers. There is huge potential for scrapping. There is a huge potential for fitness centers. Already government has formulated the law for that. In a situation, these proposals are very attractive. And now the policy is very friendly. I am requesting a member of Parliament on all state government that under leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, what the friendly policy which we have, on the basis of that, you can think about it and take the initiative. My ministry is ready to cooperate you and support you.
सर, माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, मंत्री जी का विभाग ऐसा है कि नई नई योजनाएं शुरू होती है। ये योजना भी बहुत तारीफ के काबिल है। मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से आपके माध्यम से जानना चाहूँगा कि उत्तर प्रदेश में कुल कितने डीटीसी सेंटर खुले हैं, और अगर खुले हैं तो उसमें मऊ बलिया है कि नहीं। एक सुझाव मंत्री जी मैं देना चाहूँगा, हमारे यहाँ जितने भी एक्सीडेंट होते हैं जिसमें ड्राइवरों की मौत होती है, ओवर आवर्स ड्राइविंग करने की वजह से होती है। 8 घंटे से ज़्यादा 12 घंटा, 14 घंटा, 16 घंटा सुबह में होती है। तो क्या कोई ऐसी योजना पर विचार किया जा सकता है दुर्घटना को रोकने के लिए कि एक सीमित आवर से ज़्यादा वो ड्राइविंग न करे? और ये ड्राइवर भी अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में आते हैं, करीब कई तो दिहाड़ी पर चलाते हैं। उनके लाइसेंस के साथ कोई इंश्योरेंस स्कीम शुरू हो जाती कि अगर दुर्घटना हो जाता तो उनके परिवारों को संबल मिलता है। 2 सुझाव और सवाल जैसे भी समझे, ये है मेरे माननीय मंत्री जी। धन्यवाद।
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है कि हमारे एक्सीडेंट्स ड्राइवर के द्वारा क्यों होते हैं। आपने सही बात कही है कि 16 घंटे काम करते हैं और उसमें 46-47 डिग्री टेम्परेचर रहता है और इसलिए अब हमारे डिपार्टमेंट ने निर्णय किया कि इसके बाद कोई भी ट्रक जो नया आएगा वो एयर कंडीशन केबिन के साथ ही आएगा ताकि ड्राइवर अच्छा काम कर सके। अभी यहाँ अगर एसी नहीं होता तो हमारी हालत क्या होती, और इसलिए हमने उसको मैंडेटरी किया। दूसरी बात ऐसी है कि एक्टिव सेफ्टी सिस्टम ये हमने इम्प्लीमेंट की है। इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्टेबिलिटी कंट्रोल ये हमने इसमें ट्रक सिस्टम में लाया है। हेवी ब्रेकिंग होने पर गाड़ी एकदम स्थिर होती है। एडवांस ड्राइवर असिस्टेंस सिस्टम एडीएस 12 प्रकार की टेक्नोलॉजी है जिसमें ड्राइवर को एकदम से ब्रेक मारने पर कोलिजन से बचाता है। ड्राइवर ड्राउजीनेस सिस्टम, ड्राइवर को नींद आने के पर एक अलार्म बजेगा अभी ताकि ड्राइवर तुरंत अलर्ट हो जाएगा, और ड्राइवर को अलर्ट करना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। दूसरी बात, ये हथौड़े लेकर बस बॉडी बनाने का काम हमारे देश में चलता है, और मैं दयालु दृष्टिकोण रखकर बहुत दिनों तक उनको मैंने मुद्दत दी कि आप अच्छी बॉडी बनाओ, अच्छी इंडस्ट्री। हरियाणा में बहुत लोग हैं, जालंधर, लुधियाना में, इंदौर में है, हमारा रोजगार जाएगा। मैं कहता हूँ भाई आप नई इंडस्ट्री चालू करो, इंटरनेशनल बॉडी बनाओ। 11 साल में मंत्री हूँ, मैं थक गया। अब मैंने कहा नथिंग डूइंग, क्योंकि हमारे समृद्धि महामार्ग पर एक बस गिर के 40 लोग मर गए, और इसलिए अब इसके बाद बस बॉडी कोड भी हमने लाया है। यूरोपियन स्टैंडर्ड की ही बस तैयार होगी। ये हथौड़े छाप बसें बनाने की बॉडी अब बंद होगी। आप उत्तर प्रदेश की जो बात है, अब मेरे पास लिस्ट नहीं है, पर मैं आपको कहता हूँ आपके जिले में आप लाइए ना प्राइवेट प्रपोजल, ले आइए मेरे पास, मैं आपको देने के लिए तैयार हूँ। आपके हर तहसील में देने के लिए तैयार हूँ। आप वहाँ ड्राइविंग ट्रेनिंग सेंटर भी डालिए, स्क्रैपिंग सेंटर भी डालिए, और फिटनेस सेंटर भी डालिए। आप कम से कम 700-800 लोगों को तुरंत रोजगार मिल जाएगा। तो हम जरूर आपको सहयोग करेंगे।
प्रताप चंद सारंगी।